Hello, everyone, and welcome into Talking Preps. I am Blair Cartwright. This is Lev Willey, Regional Manager for Mascot Media. How are you, sir?
Blair, it is a pleasure as always to be joined on this with you. Thanks for
Oh,
having me today.
I swear, I need to hire you as my PR director.
Is that right? You think I can do the PR stuff to help you
Oh,
out here
yeah. Yeah, I
then?
think so. I think so.
Absolutely not.
So,
I need one for myself.
no, everyone knows who you are. Come on.
No, no,
You're
no.
famous. Famous. All right, we gather here today to discuss some exciting things for Mascot Media. The supers are just going nuts. Hey, new features have been rolled out.
Hey,
Um,
the supers are freaking out for a good reason.
yeah, that's true. It's big news. The supers aren't AI generated, but there's some new features that will make life easier for those who use the platform. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Absolutely. And I know I speak on behalf of the entire team here at Mascot. We've continued really to launch a lot of new features over the summer, but really, really excited to talk about the new AI feature for scheduling. For so many different industries and so many different companies throughout the country, AI is being used actively. But in the space of the athletic director, it's something that scheduling has often been a common pain point for so many schools. And
Mm-hmm.
so for us, what we're introducing is an AI feature that essentially will just scan any document that an athletic director has and automatically enter that into the scheduling software through Mascot Media and make it present for their users on their website and mobile app platform. And so that's just
Wow.
a tremendous time save, not only just for the secretary, not just for the athletic director, but also just for anyone that is looking to have data entry into this software, make it just that much quicker with simple 1-2 click.
Wow. That's amazing. And it's still you can still go in and make changes if something occurs, right?
Right, and that's something that we really wanted to retain. You want to make it where it was something that, and this is not meant to impact the schools that we have that
Mm-hmm.
are with great partners of ours throughout the country that use our AI or API data, that syncs with the different partners. The first one that comes to mind is like with Rank One. But
Mm-hmm.
for schools that don't have one, that have been just consistently entering their schedules on their own or have struggled putting in events from time to time, this is just meant to be a tool that can help them easily get those schedules entered. But to your point, still use the app and the website as a resource to make those quick changes, those quick edits, and get those messages out to community members when things occur as well.
Yeah, you mentioned, schools have been using it in the past, but also this is keeping up with and utilizing technology that is available now as opposed to when it was, everything was first created. Things change, and this is adapting and utilizing the latest technology.
You're spot on. I mean, I think I would be permitted to say that probably every single athletic director, administrator throughout the country, in some way, shape, or form, has used AI at this point. And this is just meant to be something that enhances that experience because in a lot of cases they have to put it into their ticketing software, into their streaming software, into their website, and some of them have to just they still continue to use a PDF document and type it all out and then put it on their website and so on and so forth. This is just meant to be a resource that when an athletic director or someone's looking at a tool to use to not only showcase their athletic program as a professional entity, but to also help them on the back end that when we present this to them, they can say, wow, this can really save me an immense amount of time. Because you think about how many schedules you have, even for the schools up there in Northwest Arkansas or the schools down here in the Texas area. I mean, you're
Mm-hmm.
talking 25, 40 different teams that you got to enter schedules for. And through AI nowadays, you just sit there, give it the document, and it handles the rest.
Now, for those of us who are older and maybe leery of I would assume that this has been tested thoroughly and vetted, or else you would never have released it, right? So there's no reason to be worried about AI in this situation, correct?
Correct. I think that's one of the biggest things that our team, starting from the top, working all the way down to our wonderful school operations team and the assets team with Riley working that part and really kind of vetting the software out and making sure that it was as thoroughly kind of looked through as much as possible. Because yeah, to your point, technology can be a detriment too if it's not working properly. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things that paired with our customer service that I feel like if given the opportunity, for people to see, is really unmatched. That they can sit down and use this software to easily enter schedules in any team that they need to, and get that easily uploaded. And that's something where too, you want to make it something where even if their schedule doesn't fully read,
Mm-hmm.
having the software be able to detect as much information as possible, then they just have to enter something like the state or the city or something that, maybe scribble scratch or they just didn't recognize. Taking what would have been 80 different fields you have to enter into just, one or two, like I said earlier, it's just an immense time saver. And I think worth a look for any athletic program that's looking to take that next step with an app and website outside the branding. This can just be a really helpful tool to help them throughout the week.
Well, we say new features as in plural. This is not the only new feature that's added. What else can people look forward to using that wasn't available before?
Well, I think another thing that's a really neat thing that's been in the software for a few minutes, but I think also is our school AI agents. The ability for you to have one of those technical bots that are there at the bottom right of the website that you can engage with or fans can engage with and ask it questions and feed questions like, how do I find tickets, or where do I watch the broadcast, or how do I get to schedules? And it shows you those answers based on what's been provided on the back end from the individual users. And I think on the other side of that, what's really beneficial is that for individuals like if me or you were athletic directors or head football coaches, we would not be winning if I was the head football coach. But I could, outside of that, go look at the back end and see through that AI agent some of those questions that are commonly being asked, so I can perhaps see what my website's struggling with.
Hmm,
And that way I can see
good point.
if a common question is being asked about how do I look for facility rentals, and it's been asked about 5 or 6 times, well, then I need to change something with my website. So this is just meant to be a tool too that can help there, but also ranging from AI generated recaps when games are entered or final scores are entered, the ability for a recap to be made, and even diving deeper into things such as helping people out with their custom pages that they build, like building their own visions on that front using AI. But really, the main thing is we're really excited with the scheduling piece because it was such an immense, commonly asked thing from individuals throughout the country that haven't looked at our product or our active customers, that we were really excited to bring this out.
Well, you mentioned the AI chat, and you mentioned like, is the facility available for rent? You may not have your facility available for rent, but then you're getting the kind of feedback, and it's like, well, maybe that's something we should look at, or other issues or things to address. Okay, everybody's wanting to know this. Maybe we put out a news article that addresses this, or get ideas. I mean, because ultimately the whole platform is to connect with your community,
You're
correct?
spot on. You're spot on 100%. And I think that's something where not only is the website and app geared for those community members and general parents and stuff like that that wants to see the key pieces of information they're looking for, but also for those people, it's almost like a business, like you said with the facilities, that people are struggling to get to the spots to rent facilities or find different things in order to purchase gear or fill out information for camps. You need to know that you're having those issues,
Mm-hmm.
because the second you lose that person or the second that person struggles with it, they're not going to want to do it again. Or worse, they're going to call you and make your day even worse because they're struggling to find it. And you're going to have to help them with it. So this is just meant to be that helpful tool on that front, to where you can have easy access to critical information about what people are struggling with or maybe not struggling with. If no one's asking about it, um, then you can take that as a positive too and see that maybe we are doing a really good job at communicating X, Y, and Z on the platform.
True. And you mentioned the scheduling aspect of it, but in this too, this also saves you some time because let's face it, you can only take one phone call at a time in this day and age for the most part. And this
Yeah.
allows you to still engage and communicate with your community and service them. And it's not a busy signal because we all know when you try to call and you get a busy signal, you get frustrated and you may lose that person. But you then, with this, you can still have that interaction and keep that connection.
Now, listen, if I was trying to call Blair Cartwright, I'd be pretty excited to give Blair a call every now and then if I could. That's a separate thing. But I will say you're correct there too. And that the thing with scheduling that is such a frustration is games change so often too. And really for those events that are, or those teams rather that have 30, 40 games on a given schedule, it just became very, very daunting. It's something that, I think that we were really proud of for people to take a look at this, look at this providing that we do with our app and website, that when they see the scheduling piece, that can really blow their mind. Because now for the schools that use like an API or use like a data connection for their schedules, our entire premise from the very get go of this product 10 years ago when it first launched was to make the athletic department's lives easier.
Hmm.
And I think this is yet another really positive step in that direction because you still have to upload the document. It doesn't just read your mind and do it for you. You still have to upload the document, but taking that from being what it was 10 years ago to being individual games to a sheet and to um, X, Y, and Z now just being as simple as drag and drop a document, it reads it for you, and a big part of your day is handled. And that's just a really big time save. And using the app too, and using the app to change games, add games, individual games on the fly is just more and more parts of what we really want this system to be a healthy ecosystem for any athletic department in the country, no matter their size, no matter where they're at, no matter their setup throughout their community with tech love or non-loving tech.
Hmm.
It's all geared to be beneficial for any shape or size of an athletic department.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. The high school is, you could make a case, the most important thing in the community for
Yeah,
a lot of people that connects everybody together. And
especially
this
when your Red
rolls out
Dogs
in
play my
real time.
Wildcats.
Yeah, well, this rolls out in real time too when you make changes,
Yeah,
which I think
correct.
is huge in this
Yeah,
day and
and
age because everything is instantaneous.
this schedule feeds into what I think will be beneficial for many athletic directors into our composite schedule feature.
Hmm.
Demoing so many different schools that we have throughout the year and in years past, showing them, usually a composite schedule is even difficult for them to have outside some master Excel document that's just conglomerate of hieroglyphics on it. But having a really easy to navigate composite schedule that people can come and look at any event in a month view, in a list type view, you can
Hmm.
break it down by sport, and then you can even subscribe to that calendar on your phone. And as those changes are made, like you referred to earlier, it updates on your mobile device. And
Nice.
so that pairs up with that AI schedule tool very nicely because now you're just streamlining the entire experience for not only parents, but for that general community member that's been an alumni or someone that sponsors you and gives you
Hmm.
money each year to your athletic department. This is just a healthier way for them to interact with your programs. And that's something that we really want to make sure we even moved it up through feedback. And I think that's really another big promising part of what makes Mascot Media who we are is listening to feedback. And that the
Hmm.
upcoming games were just not featured in a very prominent area, so we moved them up to the top to make it more prominent, make it more visible, and that sits right there and maximizes the experience and visual experience for that athletic department.
Nice. Well, and that's another thing too. Responding to feedback from the schools and making those changes, that's huge because sometimes you can give feedback and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and schools will say that all the time, that especially when they choose to move forward with us or ask, what are the next steps, and they come in with a really quick question. Hey, I forgot to ask you this, but what's
Hmm.
your customer service like? And I'm not going to blow smoke on my breath. Matter of fact, I'll talk about the team as a whole with Grant and Riley and Rob and Brad and even you, Blair, with Ranson as well. The entire team does a really phenomenal job. That whenever someone asks a question, we really try to get to them as quickly as possible within less than 24 hours. If that, I'd usually say an hour to 2 hour period for the most part. And it's
Well,
something that for so many that have been with us for 7, 8, 9 years at this point, that have been tried and true clients of ours and partners, that's probably the biggest thing that really keeps them staying with us outside the tremendous offering that we have on the digital front. But we have to be realistic. It's such a really competitive space nowadays that
hmm,
those little things like that really help set us apart. Like the schedule feature that helps
hmm.
set us apart yet again. helping when someone looks at that, they see that in the visual aid. And if you want to look at it live, you can come to a demo. Come visit
And
us.
okay,
Go ahead,
speaking
Blair.
of
I'm
which,
not going to steal your
if
thunder there.
yeah, no, you're fine. Now, you mentioned the demo. If someone wanted to get a demo or have a demo or sign up, what do they need to do?
So we actually have it on our website, mascotmedia.net. If they go under products, so they'll be able to see our digital products and then just fill out a quick form, just with their phone number and their email, so that way we can reach out to you as promptly as possible. I can guarantee it that if you fill out a form, you're going to get a contact within 30 minutes right off the bat. I mean, we're going to
Wow,
take care of you. If you have
30?
interest, I mean, they got to get their websites quick, Blair. It's football season.
Oh, I agree. I
Now,
agree,
if
but
you're a
30
Razorback fan, you
minutes.
don't want to
Wow.
watch football right now because it's a little
We're not going
daunting.
to
But
go there.
if you're a Springdale Red Dog fan, you want to look at your schedule. We gotta get you
Yeah,
gotta get it up there promptly. So that's what
true.
we got to do. We're gonna take care of schools that want to do this and make it happen. And that's why I really appreciated you coming on with you today too to talk about this, because anything that we can do to really kind of showcase what we do, because so many people just assume just off the bat when they look at Mascot Media, it's like pretty website, pretty app. There must be a lot of work involved. But the second that you sit in that 30-minute demo
Hmm.
and really kind of see the picture painted for you in terms of how this can be a software that within 2 weeks can be launched and be a really
Wow.
top shelf friendly digital offering, not only for you to use daily, but for your board members, your superintendent, your principal, when they want to come look at you, especially if you're a first year athletic director. There's a lot of shifting right now with,
Hmm.
some athletic directors that are retiring and moving into the new age of a lot of new, up and coming coaches that are now athletic directors. You really want to make a splash in that first year of how did you improve the athletic department?
Well,
And this is a common denominator for that.
we don't go anywhere without this
You're spot on.
in this
And let
day and
alone
age.
on my phone, within this call, I've gotten at least 10 or 15 notifications from different schools with their final scores, with their messaging, their ticketing, their alerts, and that is just really, really crucial stuff. That for me, I'm just a Mascot Media person. I just happen to be the person taking care of them. But for
Hmm.
that mom or dad that maybe saw that notification on their phone that benefits them, that's a no-brainer there.
Well, and also, let's be honest. Newspapers are dying. They're letting people go. Things are not going covered. High school's going to be the first thing that they nix, which is local. How is
You know,
she going to know what's going on with your school? Or if you're an alumnus living out of state, how's she going to keep? You want to keep up with it? How's she going to do it?
I
Right
know
here.
that's is right there on your athletics app. So that's why, even coming on talking preps today, we'd love to serve you. If you're a person watching this and you don't use this as an offering, you may even get me or Blair on the demo with you. That's a beautiful experience. If you could hear one of our voices for 30 minutes, by God,
Yeah.
it's not quite Sunday gospel talking, but it's up there. We try we
There's
try
some
to make it.
benefits. Yeah.
So, but I truly do mean that. I think for anyone that's willing to just look at, if they are looking for something to help them in their day to day with the website and the app, I think you'll be really impressed with what we have to offer.
Yeah, and the customer service is has always been the most important thing. If if you don't reach somebody for some reason, you will get a call back. It's not like, okay, we tried to call 9 times and they never take our call. I think that's the
Yeah.
one thing with Mascot. You always know, okay, they didn't answer, but I bet you money I'm going to hear from them within 10 minutes.
Well, and the other part of that too is that builds a referral. That builds schools that want to refer us, and that's actually a good
Yeah.
kind of bow tie here. Is the referral program is that for schools that are watching this and that actively use Mascot Media daily, if they have schools around them that are interested in the software, they think may be a good compatible partner with us.
Hmm.
If they refer those schools to come to a demo and they attend the demo, that individual gets a $50 gift card for that.
Get out of
So
here.
Blair, I just need you to sign me up for a demo so I can go to one. We can go get dinner together if you want. But it's a great
Excellent.
tool there to help schools say thank you for referring us some potential people.
Well, awesome. Well, Lev, I thank you so much. Very informative, and we will do this again soon.
Looking forward.